This video is intended to help you get to know your salary schedule. I hope to cover in this several things. One, how the steps work, how the lanes work, how to move across the salary schedule, and the easiest way to find where you are on the salary schedule. So that is what we're going to be covering. Let's start off with steps. The structure of the salary schedule is based on steps and lanes. Now the steps are awarded for each year of service you have in Bozeman, you gain a new step. Now, the thing to be careful of is that steps don't necessarily represent the years that you have worked in Bozeman, so you've got to be careful. For instance, if someone moves into the district with experience from somewhere else, they might start on step 4 or 3, depending on what is awarded to them when they moved into the district. So the steps, you gain one every year you work. Our salary schedule has 18 steps. A lot of salary schedules out there will have more steps, and we'll talk about some of those issues in another video. But we compressed our salary schedule some number of years ago, and that will also be discussed in a different video. Lanes. The lanes that we have in Bozeman for our salary schedule are based on education. Assuming that a very beginning first year teacher comes in with a bachelor's only, there's a spot where that person would fit. And then continuing education helps move you across the pay scale to maximize your potential for earning your income over the course of your career. There are several factors that influence this move over in lanes. And again, if you move from another district with a different level of education, then you might already be starting somewhere else on the pay scale rather than the beginning. For the sake of this video, I'm using the 2016-2017 salary schedule, which should be relevant until the bargaining team changes the structure of the salary schedule. So if you're watching this in a future year, the numbers will have changed, but the structure and the way it works will have remained the same. If you want to make a lane change on our salary schedule to go from, for instance, BA to BA plus 15, you have to increase your level of education. That's going to require some training. Now, that 15 credits that this is referring to that you need to add can be split up into a couple different ways. For our pay scale, half of those 15 credits have to be university credits. Now, this can get very complicated very quickly because our pay scale is based on quarter credits. If you go to the Bozeman Education Association website, which is bozemanbea.org, on the home page you'll see a link that's labeled resources. In there are all sorts of useful things. One of them is this Salary Step Up Quick Guide. This is going to help you navigate what you need to think about for credits to move across the pay scale. So, as it mentions on the pay scale, you need 15 credits to step up or to move across the pay scale to the next lane. So we're not talking about steps, even though it says step here. These are the lanes. Steps are awarded based on years of service. Out of the 15 credits, 7.5 of those must be college quarter credits. The remaining 7.5 can either be more college credits or 75 renewal units. That 7.5 college quarter credits that you need to earn can be transferred into semester credits. So one semester credit is equal to 1.5 quarter credits. So a 3 credit class at MSU, for example, is equivalent to 4.5 quarter credits. So you can look over this sheet from the Bozeman Education page to help you figure out where you need to be on your salary. Back to our salary schedule. Those are the requirements that you need to continue your education to move from one lane to the next. Your goal should be to move as far right on this salary schedule as quickly as you can, ultimately ending up in the far right column. It is to your advantage to get a master's degree as early in your career as you can. It will have a dramatic effect on your overall career earning potential, and that can make a big difference in decisions that you make in your life. So let's take a look at a master's degree path. Many master's degree programs out there are 30 semester credits, which is 45 quarter credits. So if you start your career and you want to make lane changes, it would be to your advantage to invest in a master's program and get those credits taken care of in the first few years. That way, when you get to this lane in the salary right here, you will skip it and jump up to your BA plus 45 MA. And all this means is that after your bachelor's degree, you have done 45 credits and you have a master's degree. And if you've taken 4 years to do that, we can look at the difference in salary here. If you just had a bachelor's and 45 credits, you would be making $47,600 a year. With a master's on top of that, if you use those 45 credits to get your master's, you would now be making almost $2,500 more a year for getting the master's. It doesn't take very many years at a pay that much higher in order to make your master's pay off. Once you have your master's, you start skipping any lane that does not have an MA in it. So the next 15 quarter credits you get is going to jump you ahead to this column and so forth till the end. If you do not get a master's, that's going to keep you on the bachelor's scale only, and you'll skip everything with an MA as you continue to progress, but you cannot get any farther than BA plus 90. In order to make it to the last two columns, you have to have a master's degree. And you can see at the end of your career, that's about a $6,000 difference in pay. So it would be to your advantage to get a master's degree. To clarify a few things here, all of your credits for Bozeman School District start after your education bachelor's is complete. So on your transcript, when you get the degree, it will be noted. Any credits that you have, college credits, post BA, are going to count on our pay scale, whether they were in the district or not. And those determine where you fall on here. When the master's is achieved, your credits don't start over again. You just continue counting credits after your bachelor's, but you include the master's in it. So that will put you in a different column. So to sum that up as briefly as I can, as a teacher on any pay scale, it's to your advantage to increase your level of education quickly at the beginning of your career. Try to get a master's degree and get maxed out on the pay scale as quickly as you can. It takes some initial work, and it's going to pay off in the long run. We will look at that example in a different video about understanding the compacted pay scale. So you might want to watch that as well when you have time. The easiest way to find yourself on the salary schedule is to look at the contract that you most recently signed. On that contract, it will be denoted at what step you are on and your level of education. And it's always a good idea just to double check with the salary schedule to make sure everything lines up and makes sense. I hope that information helps you understand the salary schedule that we have in Bozeman. And if you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of your BEA officers. Thank you so much for watching.